Did you know that I used to live in Brooklyn? Man, I survived in Brooklyn. You don't even know. I was a New York City guy. I don't know, you kind of were. For a bit. You were living the dream. You graduated, moved down to Brooklyn. Ass. The Patriots were a turnstile, so it's pretty fitting. Hell yeah. Alright, and all day today, dude. Cannot stop yawning. There we go. Alright. I am here. Welcome back to WEEI 88.1 on your FM dials. This is AJ Lagambina, the sound of the Packy Run. I'm joined here by my buddy. His name is Dan the Man Mayotte. Dan, what do you got to say?
This team fucking sucks. It sucks.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Trying to do a Maz voice there.
Oh no. No.
That clown.
Oh god. Yeah, I saw some clips from WEI this week. They are I mean, I'm not happy either, but those guys are. Somebody go do a wellness check.
I hate watch it.
I don't think I actually follow the only Boston radio guy that I follow on social media actively is Fitzy.
Yeah.
And he's been kind of quiet this season. Like, I've seen him, he always does his post game, little whatevers, but I haven't seen anything about him on the radio or anything else. Every other NBC Sports with what's his name? I think it's Phil.
Oh yeah, Phil Perry.
Phil Spector. It's Phil Spector.
Yeah.
The guy with the wall of sound.
The guy who killed like multiple people.
Yeah. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Phil Spector. Phil Spector, noted Patriots fan.
Jesus, he's dead.
He keeps showing up with whatever his takes are.
I trust what Phil Perry says. I trust what Tom Curran says. Like
Tom
those
Curran's
two
another
guys,
one that I was trying to think of. Yep.
Like those two guys are usually pretty level-headed when it comes to the team, and they will tell you how it is, but like they're not going to be ultra negative, but they'll also look for what is bright with this team.
Both of them were wrong this week.
I mean, I was wrong this week. I thought we were going to beat Pittsburgh.
I think we were all wrong this week.
Yeah.
That was
that was rough. I can't remember the last time I was that angry the Patriots lost. And I can't remember the last time because like there were a lot of games these past 2 years where we knew that they weren't going to win, or we knew it wasn't going to be like competitive, or we didn't know it was going to. We knew that the offense was going to suck regardless, but this game was we had it. We had this game and we just gave it away. We were the better team.
I agree with you. Hold on just a second. Why are you? Oh, that's why. Apologies to anybody that just listened to the last 3 minutes of the podcast. I had my metronome on I had the metronome on Logic, so I was just watching. I was watching the meter, and I was like, why is it so consistently bumping? I thought there was something wrong with my wire or something. No, I'm just bad at audio engineering. It's great. Yeah, I can't God damn it.
I'll stop being a metronome for now.
I remember moments where I was more mad at the Patriots. I remember, ends of games and moments of sitting back and being like, we're better than this. I don't remember the last time that I watched a Patriots game and from the opening drive, it was just painful. This was not like, this was spectacularly bad football. And there was, again, for the third or fourth week in a row, we're going to end up talking about depth issues and some really questionable play calling from Josh McDaniels. The entire the offensive side of the ball was just amateur hour all game.
We dominated this team. We dominated them. And I can't remember the last time we dominated a team and we lost like this. I was pissed.
And that's what makes it even that much more frustrating is that we had, I don't even remember. I was watching it with I was watching the game with my cousin Bobby. And we were sitting there and just every other play it was holding our head in our hands. Like, what are we doing? How is this? If you want to assume some positive intent, if you want to look for the silver linings in a game like this,
right? Yeah,
I think you're entirely right. Like, we dominated the Steelers for most of the game. We just shot ourselves in the foot every time we had the opportunity to shoot ourselves in the foot. And what that tells me, at least, is, okay, we're dealing with raw talent. We're dealing with some undercoached. I don't even really know what the word is that I'm looking for. We're dealing with a lot of talent that is just not aligned on where they need to be putting that talent.
I think the talent is there. Like, looking at the box score right here. So Patriots had 369 yards of offense to Pittsburgh's 203. Like, after that first drive, really those first two Pittsburgh drives, Pittsburgh had nothing besides like the last touchdown at the end of the game. We had 26 first downs to their 17. We had less penalties by 1. So 7 penalties, they had 8 penalties.
Mm-hmm.
We were 6 for 13 on third down. So a little less than 50%. Pittsburgh's was 4 for 9.
What were we at on fourth down? 4 for 5? Down. 5 for 6?
4 for 5. So it would have been 5 for 5 if Pop Douglas didn't go backwards. He went forward, but we shouldn't have. But here's the thing. We shouldn't have been in that position to begin with if it weren't for mistakes earlier. We were 2 for 4 in the red zone.
Well,
and that is like inexcusable. And like, let me see. Like, we also had the ball longer, 33 minutes to their 26.
Yeah, we dominated time of possession. We won the battle of the penalties by the skin of our teeth.
Yep.
We were putting ourselves in a position to win consistently and then just not capitalizing. And that is,
the story of the game was 5 turnovers.
Yeah, I think there were 2 things that really, really, really showed where our limitations are right now.
Yep.
And I think that's offensive play calling, and I think that's ball security. Those were the two biggest things was, I mean, you can't draw up plays where you're sitting. You can't draw up plays on fourth down where it's even a thought or an option for a receiver or a back to go backwards, especially when literally all they have to do is, if Pop Douglas had fallen forward, if he had planted his feet and caught the ball and then just fallen down heading north, there's your first down. If Ramondre Stevenson, who I'm sure we'll get to in a couple of minutes,
we're gonna
hold on to the ball.
We're gonna get to him.
You're, a touchdown or two ahead on the box score. And I mean, Antonio Gibson is also like, he had his issues too. And that's where I start looking at the coaching staff and going, Josh McDaniels, you have Travion Henderson. Why are after 3 games in, why are you not giving that kid every touch that you can possibly give him?
I'm not going to put this game on Josh. I thought he called a fine game. I don't mind the play calling in this one. I mean, the problem with this game was just turnovers. I mean, like, putrid turnovers. I mean, we started off with the fumble. It's like Ramondre Stevenson. That sucked, but like, I thought we were going to, it was like, okay. I was like, okay, if we can get through this one turnover, it's going to be okay. The one that hurts tremendously is the one at the end of the second quarter, like going close to halftime, and Drake 17 play drive, 92 yards. We had that ballsy 4th down call. Like, we were on like our own 15 going for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
We drove down like 7 minutes, and just for it to end in an interception, get tipped up.
Yeah, that was the tipped ball.
It got tipped, and man, that is painful. That sucks. And then Pittsburgh gets the ball back at the beginning of the third quarter. We pick it off. Fantastic. Great. We get down to the red zone, and another an interception. Like, not an interception, another fumble by Ramondre. And then Pittsburgh, we had, what was it, like 6 plays and 3 turnovers?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, just terrible ball security. And I think the thing that sucks the most about it is that if you flash back 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
right,
we were having a lot of these same conversations and trying to, especially in my case, trying really hard to defend Mac Jones. And the excuses were kind of there. Your offensive line is falling apart around you. You don't have the weapons to get it done. You've got a really tough schedule, so you're facing these really staunch defenses, et cetera, right? And in the moment, those were kind of really, those were acceptable excuses.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you watch the actual tape of Mac playing in those teams, and it's like he's constantly throwing off his back foot. He's terrified of the pressure. He doesn't know how to step up in the pocket. His mechanics are all screwed up. Like, you've got all of these issues, and you go, okay, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe, those issues might have been there, but maybe we were dealing with a quarterback that was just like way too much on his plate. Just an issue of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Now we're in a similar position. It's week 3. We're playing a pretty, let's face it, it's a pretty dog shit Steelers team.
Yeah.
They're not good.
No, they're not good.
And you're watching back, you're watching the tape, or even if you're just watching live, I'm I don't think I'm falling for the same narrative. I just think it sucks that I have to say the same things where like this does not seem like a Drake May problem. This is not a lack of talent. This is not a quarterback with too much on his plate. This is a we do not have an X receiver. We still do not have anybody that's stretching the field. And somehow we have a Josh McDaniels run offense where we have 2 out of 3 running backs on the roster that can't keep hold of the ball.
I mean, Drake May is better than Mac Jones. Has been, always will be. I mean, Drake May, he had a good game. Besides the interception and the fumble, and then there was like another like close. There was another throw he made that was close to being intercepted. I mean, like
the one that was close to being intercepted, because that was during the first half? I think.
Yeah. I think he had like almost 2 of those.
Yeah, he had there were 2 throws, one that actually got intercepted and one where it was like, oh, you're playing with fire there. The one that was a close call, I remember sitting back and being like, maybe he could have placed that ball a little bit better. But you gotta take some shots every once in a while, and that's just how the game is played. The one where he actually got picked off,
right?
There was no question. It was like, oh, okay, that ball got tipped.
Yeah,
there was a lot of traffic. The initial trajectory of that ball and what his thought was. Yep, that's a smart play for your quarterback.
It
just sucks that it got tipped.
It probably needed a little bit more like loft in that.
Yeah, just he needed to get that rainbow a little bit up more.
But like I can accept that.
But the idea was there. Yeah.
Yeah, like he looked like he was going to be open. I can accept that. It's not like Drake May is not the reason we lost this one. I mean, he definitely didn't help with the turnovers. Drake May is legit. He's a guy.
Yeah, he is definitely a guy. His box scores show it. His boys shows it.
The eye test.
He passes the. I know that technically it's the eye test, but I always call it the smell test.
Yeah,
like there's nothing rotten in the state of Denmark. There's nothing rotten in Foxborough, Massachusetts when it comes to him.
Right.
It's just there's still conversations to be had about the fact that he just doesn't have the weapons that he needs.
I will say this: the defense did play its ass off, but, and this is a huge but, this offense, I mean, it's the offensive coordinator is Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is not a world-renowned offensive coordinator. He's not that good. I mean, I have to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Aaron Rodgers is old. He is old. I mean, like our run defense. I think what we can say from watching 3 games, or from the first 3 games this season, our run defense is really good, and we know how to get after the quarterback. That secondary is an issue.
Yeah. I think it's I think that there's a depth issue there, and I think that there's a little bit of a skill issue.
Yeah.
I think there's too many times that I'm watching defenders pinwheeling across the field and they haven't touched anybody. Like there's a little bit of an issue with like tackling fundamentals and getting to the guy that has the ball. and it was the same with Miami. It's been a little bit of an issue since the preseason. Like
Yeah.
we are not there's way too many missed tackles. And then when we are getting to a player, when the speed starts showing in the secondary,
Mm-hmm.
we're penalized. We're getting a little too fancy with whatever we're trying to do back there. Like, just get to your guy.
Just get to your guy. I mean, I think a lot of people are putting the blame on Ramondre Stevenson this week, and rightfully so. I mean, we haven't really fully dug into that yet, but I just want to highlight another player on. I want to highlight a person on defense who he was a net negative for us as well. Alex Austin, cornerback, terrible game, terrible. So during that first drive that Pittsburgh had, so we fumbled, we gave the ball to Pittsburgh. We had Pittsburgh at 3rd and goal, and Alex Austin had the pass interference call. That's you can't get called for that. That gives them a fresh set of downs, and at the 1 yard line, we can't have that happen. I mean, that's inexcusable. They should have been held to a field goal right there. Second one, during the second touchdown drive, so Pittsburgh in the second quarter, they had a 12-play, 90-play drive for a touchdown. Again, 3rd down, 3rd and 6, defensive holding. We could have gotten them off the field. Come on, man. Like, we would have gotten the ball back in decent field position. They were at the Pittsburgh 14. Like, that was early on in that drive. And I said in like the Discord chat, I'm like sit him. Sit Alex Austin.
Yeah.
He should not be playing. And they did. They did sit him. I think that's, you can't just get away with, you can't commit 2 penalties that should have stopped drives and keep playing.
Yeah.
Ramondre, I don't think he should get cut, but he should not play next week.
Yeah, he cannot be part of the starting offense.
No, I'm saying he should be not dressed at all for next week. Don't dress him. Sit him.
Yeah, you can't
send a message, Mike Vrabel. Send a message that like this isn't tolerated.
And this is it's especially painful after the fact that he had, like, we talked about a little bit on last episode. You know, that game in Miami, it was like, oh my God, is Ramondre back?
Yeah. He had a fantastic game last week.
And then this week it was just like he couldn't, like, he greased up his gloves. Like, he could not keep hold of a ball. That's not what you're a running back.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. That's not what you're hired to do. That's not, if you're gonna play in the National Football League, especially at running back. I mean, the same kind of goes for wide receivers, but in reality, when we're talking about running backs, the guys that are handed the ball and expected to run, if you can't hold on to that ball, you start sending out resumes. You're done.
Get off the field. I mean, like, I think there were already questions about him, considering he had like 7 fumbles last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you're actively somebody was like looking at how those fumbles occurred, and apparently it's just simple technique. Like, he really, what he needs to be doing is just holding the ball with 2 arms, 2 hands on that, buddy. Like, I don't know what it is.
I would like to go. I'm sure somebody has a compilation on YouTube or something. I'd like to see a compilation of all of his drops and see how many times he's cradling the ball in one arm and then somebody manages to punch it out, or he just loses control of it when he hits the ground.
Yeah, like,
that's Yep, that's probably there's something there.
I mean, we should have been coulda, shoulda, woulda, I guess. I mean, we missed out on 2 touchdowns in the red zone. Like,
yeah, we had
them.
we had a lot of opportunities this game where we could have pulled ahead and put this iced this game really quickly.
Yeah.
And we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot.
Like I want to see this team. I mean, I will say this. It was nice that it wasn't just a punt game. At least we were, every time we got the ball, we were moving it. We just got to clean up those turnovers.
Yeah, I mean it's the third game in a row where it sounds so sad coming out of the dynasty era, and
right.
People that have listened to this podcast have listened to us talk about it so many times, when we felt like there's glimmers of hope. But I think it still holds up. It's nice to watch 3 games in a row where we're not watching bad football. We're not watching, or I won't say we're not watching bad.
I mean, that last game was bad football.
We're not watching incompetent football.
Yeah.
It's not. There's been more than a couple of third downs. For that matter, more than a couple of first downs where it's sitting back and being like, yes, we're watching a Josh McDaniels offense again. It's first down. We're going to run it even though the entire world knows we're going to run it. We've never once thought about, throwing the ball on first down. No, of course not. Because why would we?
I don't mind.
Where it's third down and we're going to run a screen play. Shocking.
I don't mind a first down run. What kills me is second and long run up the gut. Like, what the fuck are we doing? At least
it's second and 13. We really need yards. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the football in the hands of somebody who's already fumbled the ball twice and expect them to run it right up the middle. That's going to work because it's worked every other time for the past 2 quarters of football. Josh, you have to be more creative than that.
I was starting to yell at my I think I saw Ramadre come out after his second fumble, and I was like, why the fuck is he out? Why
the announcers called it, and they go, and Stevenson's back on the field, and you back in Massachusetts, and me and Bobby somewhere over by Capitol Hill. I think all 3 of us in unison, the entire world probably heard all 3 of us just go, what the fuck?
Why the fuck is he back on the field? Sit him the rest of the game. He does not deserve to be on the field.
He's done.
Hit the showers, bud.
Yeah, go ahead. Go put your sweats on and sit in the locker room and wait for coach to come and talk to you. You're done.
It's not all on him. It's not all on Ramondre. We definitely could have blocked better. We gave up 5 sacks in this one. Again, false start penalties. I mean, but then again, you're going against TJ Watt. TJ Watt is better than any offensive lineman that we have.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. It's like the same thing with when Aaron Rodgers made that throw to DK Metcalf. I was like, well, you can't do anything there. I was like,
well, and that was what the first sack of the game was TJ Watt getting to Drake May.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, it does. even the best offensive line that the Patriots have ever had, they were going to let that one go.
Yeah, I mean,
that was going to happen no matter what.
That was going to happen. Yeah, I mean, it was a bad game for us. We should have won. On to the Panthers. And it's at home. And lately, we just can't buy a win at Gillette Stadium.
No.
Gillette Stadium has turned into a black hole. We can't win there.
And that was one of the things that I said yesterday was like, not only has it been really tough for this team to win on their home turf for years now, for them to lose in that fashion at home, wearing arguably the greatest uniform in the entire NFL.
That's a hot take.
I know that it has nothing to do with how the players play. But you're really going to wear the red throwbacks. You're going to wear Pat the Patriot on your helmet, and you're going to get your teeth kicked in. Come on. Like, this is, even if this was like a truly terrible team, even if there weren't coaching points, even if it was kind of like, yeah, okay, the Patriots just suck this year. We're still in the doghouse of the NFL, whatever. You're going to wear the red Pat the Patriots uniforms and you're going to play just dog shit football? What is this? You don't get... It's, like I said, and I'm surprised that you even said it's a hot take, it's the greatest jersey in the entire NFL. It's so good.
I'm going to have to disagree with that because
you disagree that the throwback red uniforms are... You don't think that's the best uniform in the NFL?
I don't. I think the best one...
Name it then.
I am. Let me name it then. The Chargers powder blues.
Boo!
Or
boo this, man. Boo.
Those Houston Oilers, like, powder blues, like throwbacks. Oh.
No.
Those are nice.
No,
those are nice. I don't care.
No.
No. Oh.
No. I don't care that it's a different team that doesn't even exist anymore. No. The Flaming Thumbtacks, the fucking Tennessee Titans, that dog shit, absolute fucking bathwater organization gets nothing. You get nothing.
That's
you
a good
lose.
Jersey.
Good day, sir.
That's a good jersey.
No. I don't care if you're right. The answer is no.
Nice.
No.
Okay, fine.
I will not have anything positive said about the fucking Flaming Thumbtacks in my presence. I will quit this podcast. I will turn this podcast around.
Powder blue. No, the powder blue Chargers, they're nice. Those are so... they're awesome.
I mean, the Chargers ones are... okay. The Chargers ones are okay. They're fine. They are very classic. The red Pat the Patriots jerseys are
they're
just...
up there.
I do wish that they... I wish that instead of like the bright white, they went with the cream colored, like the ones that long-haired Tom Brady wore. There's something special in those guys.
A lot of people from the older generation, like our parents, they hate those uniforms. They associate it with like losing.
But they're so clean.
Yeah.
They're so, I mean, I can understand, especially in like today's NFL where you've got the thumbtacks with the swords on their shoulders, and you do have the Chargers with the lightning bolts, and St. Louis / LA has the whole like the horns of the ram, and yeah, you can get a little bit more creative with some of them, but there's something about that like Pat the Patriot, red, white, and blue with the primary red jersey and the white pants, and it's clean, it's simple, it looks like football.
No, I do enjoy those. Those are great uniforms. Very throwback week this week with everyone wearing their old uniforms, which I love that.
We probably would have won if we had done the throwback red jerseys versus the Steelers Bumblebee
Ugh.
jerseys, because they would have looked like idiots.
Those are hideous.
They would have felt really stupid if they were wearing those. So maybe we can chalk up this loss to a uniform issue.
Yeah, or it's just Steelers bullshit.
Well, we can all enjoy when they go
9-8 and miss the playoffs.
They'll break 500 this year and miss the playoffs, and then everybody will talk in the offseason about how Mike Tomlin is like a stalwart, like he's one of the most consistent coaches in the NFL. He loses every year, but he's always right there.
He's a bad coach. I don't care what anyone says. And I know that's a hot take actually, I think true football fans know that he kind of sucks, but according to like the media, everyone is like, "Oh, he's so good. He's the best." But like I think most NFL fans can recognize that he's kind of just overrated.
Yeah, I mean, what have you done for me
exactly
lately?
Same thing with God, I always mess up John Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh. Which one's the head coach of the Ravens?
Jim, I believe it's Jim Harbaugh.
Yes. Yep. Like it's like him. He it's like, what has he done lately? Not much. Like he's kind of in that same bucket as Mike Tomlin. Because that like first game of the year against Buffalo, they should have won that easily. And he had some terrible coaching in that. This was a crazy week of football.
It was a truly crazy week of football. If there was one thing that made up for having to watch the Patriots just kind of shit themselves on national television, every other game that was being played was like had its holy shit moments.
So let me see. Like after the Patriots, because the Patriots ended pretty early, like before 4:00. Caught the end of let me see, like the Houston Jacksonville game. They ended up tying it pretty late, and then Trevor Lawrence drove them down the field and won last minutes. Then I flipped on the Rams-Eagles game. That I saw the Rams going for the field goal to hopefully win it, yeah. And
was that the big boy touchdown?
So Jordan Davis blocked the kick and then ran it back. That was insane.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. If you are a football fan, it doesn't matter who you're rooting for. It doesn't matter who's going to get you the most fantasy points. It doesn't matter what your parlay is. It doesn't matter who your home team is. If you see a big boy touchdown, you are rooting for big boy touchdowns.
We are all fans of big boy touchdowns.
It's so good.
And that wasn't the only blocked kick. Then we had the Jets at the Bucks. I think the Buccaneers were trying to ice the game, going for the field goal, being up by 2 scores. Jets blocked the kick, got the touchdown on the return. That was insane. And then Baker Mayfield is another. He's an animal. He's kind of like Tom Brady. He just.
Oh, is
what?
he? Oh, is he? Is Baker an animal?
Why?
I have a certain trade request in my fantasy app that involves, should I choose to take it, a certain Baker Mayfield coming to my team. How much of an animal is he,
I am
Dan?
a huge Baker Mayfield guy. I've always, for whatever reason, I've always had a soft spot for Baker.
But you really... Dan, this is your father. I own Travion Henderson.
Who has not been good so far. And you have terrible quarterback. Like, honestly,
I've had horrendous quarterback luck this season.
Dude,
holy shit.
Daniel Jones is on the waiver wire, you dummy. Daniel fucking Jones, Indiana Jones. He's had a really good season so far, surprisingly.
Yeah, and then Russell Wilson looked like he was a vintage Russell last week.
Oh,
so
dumb.
I thought I would take a flyer on it because I don't have access to Jaden Daniels or Brock Purdy for this week. So I go, I'm going to try and play the hot hand, and I get a whole 2 points out of my fucking quarterback. Yeah, because he's playing against the
Chiefs. Like, as
the dog shit Chiefs, they're so bad this year.
We'll get to them. Then there was another blocked kick by the Browns. The Browns upsetting the Packers. Packers were up by 10. Joe Flacco's elite again, I guess.
Oh my God. He's stone cold Flacco this season. Did you see when they won the game? He was sitting on the bench like stone faced until the final whistle blew, and then he just stands up and gives like a Tom Brady like let's fucking go and starts heading for the tunnel. Like he is a stone cold killer. I love Joe Flacco. I think it's one of the funniest narratives in the entire NFL right now that he is. What is he? He's pushing 40.
Yeah, he's one of the elder statesmen of like the NFL at this point.
He's like 40 years old. He spent 8 years being underestimated and just being like a journeyman quarterback, and then he shows up in Cleveland and he's like, "Yeah, this is what quarterback play looks like, you dummies."
Yeah, after they signed the massage lover himself, Deshaun Watson. That man loved massages a little too much.
Just a bit.
I mean, those are all the crazy games from the 1 o'clock slate. I mean, there were a couple other ones. I mean, Cincinnati getting blown out by the Vikings. That was insane.
God damn it, what's his name? It's not Kirk Cousins. What the hell? The guy from the Eagles
Carson Wentz.
Before Nick Foles. What the hell is his name? Carson Wentz, the Wentz Renaissance.
I don't know about that. That defense won that game.
For the sake of my friend Brett, who is, I mean, we'll forgive him for being an Eagles fan. I believe next week's game is Eagles versus Minnesota. And he is going to that game, and he has said repeatedly, like, I'm wearing my Carson Wentz jersey. And I'm going to be rooting for Carson Wentz, even though I'm going to be sitting with Eagles fans, and I am an Eagles fan. Like, you know what? I respect the hustle. You're gonna get a beard dumped on you, bud, but okay.
Or most likely. I'll take those odds.
Do it. This isn't going to make sense to a lot of people. And I'll send you the article after this. Do it for Dale. Do it for Dale.
We had San Francisco against Arizona. San Francisco won the last minute field goal. They're still
Speaking
undefeated.
Of Mac Jones.
Good for them. Dallas got destroyed by the Bears. Good shit. I don't hate Dallas like everyone else, but Dallas is kind of
I don't hate Dallas, but I love a good underdog story, and Chicago is a pretty good underdog story.
Yeah. Last night, Monday Night Football, Detroit, Baltimore. That was another great game. Derrick Henry fumbling again, really costing the Ravens there towards the very end of the game.
It didn't do enough for my fantasy league, but it's nice to see the Detroit offense, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps.
Yeah, they look good. They still look like a juggernaut. I'm not like, oh, look, I glossed over Kansas City and Giants. Speaking of, nah, they're not a juggernaut anymore. What am I thinking? Kansas
We've been waiting. We've been waiting
Kansas
for the
City
cliff.
just kind of showed up and won. I mean, the Giants looked like they had a path to win this game, and they fucked it up.
Yep. They had it. Listen, there's an album coming out in October. They're all too excited about it. They've been listening to it too much, and you can say a lot of things about Taylor Swift, but she is not hype up music for a football game. So they were all a little sleepy.
I mean, Kansas City, I'm not worried about. I mean, they're still. I don't think they're going to be a top seed. I think they're going to be in the wild card, which because of these first two losses of the season. But I think they're still going. I mean, they might even. I mean, it's an uphill battle to try to win that division, especially with the Chargers looking so good and the Broncos. But it's. I think they're still a playoff team to me, even though they still don't look good.
No, in fact, they look really bad.
Yeah. That defense looks good, but like, I don't know what I think. I mean, not Patrick. The Chiefs should probably go out and try to get Tyreek Hill back.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes has lost like 5 miles off of his fastball. He just doesn't. It's not even on a winning week. He just doesn't look this. They don't look like a threat right now.
I'm not going to count them out. I mean, they're still a threat. I think they're going to put it together. There's been times where the Patriots have looked like this starting a season and then went on to win Super Bowls. So I'm not going to. I've seen it. I've seen this script before.
And not for nothing.
I'm not too concerned.
If we want to be really charitable to the Chiefs, which is not something you'll ever hear me say frequently. I mean, 3 weeks into the season when our boy Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, 3 weeks into the season, they looked worse than the Chiefs do right now. I mean, that 2020 season, the Buccaneers looked like absolute shit.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Next week is going to be interesting for the Chiefs. They have Baltimore at home. I mean, both teams are 1-2. I'm interested to see who's going to pull themselves to 500. I think I'd probably go with Baltimore.
Yeah, I think
at this moment, just based on what I've seen Baltimore do, unless they're up by the Baltimore's biggest problem is they can't put these games away.
Yeah, they get a little full of themselves once they pull ahead.
That's their biggest issue.
The mistakes start flying.
Patriots have the Panthers next week. Panthers, they're not a good. They're kind of in the same position we are. They struggle. We'll see. We'll have to see. I mean, they won this week 30-0 against the Falcons, who people were about to say the Falcons are a good team and like a playoff contender, and then the Falcons decided to be the Falcons
never
again.
Get out from under the shadow.
No. We'll see. I think the Patriots have a good shot at winning this game. I've been saying that about every single game, but I think this one I would mark down as this one being a win for this team. And unless something catastrophic happens and like we have 5 turnovers again, if we take care of the ball, we're going to win this game. No problem. This Carolina team is not that good. Sit Ramondre Stevenson. I want to see more Travion Henderson.
We got to find a way to get Pop Douglas the ball too.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is good.
Pop Douglas and Kayshon Boutte. Both of them are season.
Like
at various points in the past 2 seasons, both of them have proven themselves to be like quality assets. We need to scheme up plays around them, and we're just not doing that. And I I think the last point that I have as far as Patriots football is concerned is something that you and I texted about while we were watching the game. Is Hunter Henry the David Pasternak of the New England Patriots? Like, he disappears for 3 games at a time. He doesn't do anything. He just kind of like follows his assignments, and Pasternak will get the puck to where it needs to be. Hunter Henry is going to sit back and like stay in coverage and do some pass blocking and whatever. And then, 3 or 4 times a season, he turns around and it's like, oh, and there's 8 catches and 2 touchdowns. Like, I forgot that the guy had hands.
Yeah, he had a great game. He kind of is like that. I mean, yeah. Get more Hunter Henry involved.
Austin Hooper wasn't a slouch either.
I like it. I like that
got
shit.
really good production out of our tight ends.
No.
The couple of times that we've used Travion Henderson so far in the actual season, he's done what's been asked of him. He hasn't had, he hasn't popped off the way that he did in the preseason, but we also haven't really given him the opportunity to do so. And then, Pop Douglas and Keyshawn Boutte. Stephon Diggs has been really good for what he is. He's showed up in moments where he really needs to, but he's not an X Factor receiver anymore. And I think spending an entire season off season talking about how he is that didn't do him any favors. But
I think he is still working back from that injury, to be fair to him. So I will give him a slight pass for now, but I hope to see him ramping up to what he could be, or what maybe like if we can get 80% of what Stephon Diggs was like 2 years ago, I'm cool with that. Like, catch the ball, make some plays. That's all we need.
Just got to find a little bit more consistency with these boys.
For sure.
Cool.
I think that's it for NFL.
I have to go to the bathroom real quick. And then, do you want to see if we can fire up an Instagram live like we have before?
Ooh, an Instagram live.
All right.
We could.
Keep it rolling. Don't pause it. I'll be right back. And then we'll see if we can bring a little bit of chaos to the back half of this recording. Just a second.
What do you want to do for the live? Do you want to log into the Packy Run, or what do you want to do? Okay.
So it turns out that you can only go live if you have 1,000 followers or more now. Yup.
Wait, what?
That's just dumb.
All right, so... Oop.
We've done it before. That would have been fun.
Yeah. That is dumb.
Well, we have to get more famous.
We gotta build that up, I guess.
Let's talk Turnstile.
Let's talk Turnstile.
We haven't done a lot of music talk in the past couple of weeks. There's been too much excitement. But for those that have been following along, last time we really talked about Turnstile, we did it with our friend Brad. Notable sound engineering, mastering engineer, and also music snob. And even he sat back and went, "No, this album is great." And we got kind of a part 2 to their 2020 album, 2020 album, Glow On.
2021.
It's been in constant rotation for me. It keeps showing up. It's getting a lot of playlist placement. Obviously the band is, even if you're a normie, like if you haven't paid attention to underground music at all, you've probably heard about Turnstile at this point. They really kind of are. But the the new album is just it's a continuation, and I'm not mad. I'm really, really enjoying it.
It's a good album. I mean, it's every song is kind of a different vibe. You go through so many different sounds and kind of just feels with it. Um, it starts off with Never Enough, which it's kind of a continuation of let me pull up my Apple Music so I can have a better idea. Um yeah, but it's kind of a continuation of Glow On, and it goes into it's a punk song through and through, uh with kind of epic sounds to it. Um it has some shoegaze parts. Like, I think I said this a while ago to you. This album is what Hyperview by not Turnstile, by Title Fight was trying to be, but kind of failed in, I think.
Yeah, I think it. I
Like, Title Fight is all over this album.
I think Hyperview kind of walked so this one could run, right? So
Yeah.
Title Fight came up with the whole. They came up and really kind of like did a lot of work to refine that like youth crew kind of almost melodic hardcore kind of sound. A lot of people, especially when you know, you and I were part of the zeitgeist of Title Fight. A lot of people wanted to call it pop punk, which I don't think is true of them. In the same way that anybody that looks at me and says, you know, oh, I love pop punk, do you like Joyce Manor? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Like, I put Joyce Manor in the same bucket as the Menzingers, for example.
I believe those that are chronically online would call that orgcore. Punknews.org.
What is orgcore?
People on punknews.org really loved the Menzingers, Joyce Manor, you know, that kind of sound that those guys were going for. That a lot of
I call it
PBR
core because when you go to the gig, that's what you get.
You go to the gig, or you go to the Sill or the Tune In. You go to your local dive bar with a touch tunes, and that's what you're playing. Yeah, PBR core is pretty on the nose there. No, but Title Fight came up in a lot of that, and then they released Hyperview while we were in college, and yeah, I think Hyperview was it kind of started this trend of bands like that throwing their weight towards different sounds, right? So Hyperview was very like guitar pedal. Everybody, including myself, kept calling it shoegazy, like this kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, like alternate melody kind of thing. Like there is a lot of melody, but it's also not like, it's not like poppy melodic. So Hyperview came out and that was pretty divisive, and then, you know, Balance and Composure came out with an album shortly after that was very, you know, programmed drums, and there was use of auto-tune as an effect and things like that. Touche Amore came out and they started doing something that was you know, a lot more melodic. And we've seen a lot of bands try and do that more with that melody kind of thing. And then, of course, Turnstile a couple of years ago comes out with Glow On, and it was arguably just as heavy as everything else they had done, but we're incorporating drum machines and Latin beats and a lot more melody, and that kind of took off. And now we're going into Never Enough, and it's not very different. It's not very different from what was going on with Glow On. I know this sounds like the most like I used to write for absolutepunk.net kind of thing. But like, it's very refined.
It's not a hardcore album. It's an alternative album for sure. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. And you have some of the heavier parts. You have breakdowns, like in Soul, for example. But you also have parts that are just like straight up. It's a straight up pop song with like punk drum beats and a punk feel to it.
Yeah.
Like I Care, which that's my favorite song on the album. Hands down, nothing comes close to it. Maybe Sun Shower, which is like that's another like just straight up just punk song. But like towards the very end, it has those like orchestral and like some of those programmed like beats to it as well. Yeah, man, this is just a cool album from front to back.
Yeah, I think my two favorites come on the back half of the album. And it's the two songs that are very, very clearly, I think you kind of hit it on the head, and it reminded me of another band that we've talked about on the podcast, and anybody that knows me has listened to me talk about them ad nauseum. Yeah, this is an alternative album, but it's very, very clear that it's been written by hardcore kids.
Yeah.
And what that reminds me of is Fall Out Boy. This album is kind of 2025's version of Infinity on High. Like there's a lot of on Never Enough. There's a lot of synthesizer elements, and there's the additional percussion, and there's additional, like, I mean, every vocal that you have ever heard, if there's a melody on it on a record now, is tuned. It has auto-tune.
Yeah.
But there's like specific points where you can clearly tell that the auto-tune is used as an effect on the voice. It's not corrective, right? There's a whole shit ton of that kind of stuff.
Right.
But if you were to strip all of that away and just have this like 5-piece band playing these songs, like, yeah, that's a hardcore band. And that's very similar to Infinity on High by Fall Out Boy, where it's like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of, there's orchestral arrangements, and there's, you know, Patrick Stump has like one of the greatest voices of all time, so he just sings all around everything.
Yep.
But if you strip all of the extra stuff away and you just go, okay, 4 guys in a room playing this song, yeah, it's a hardcore band. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah. And so I saw Turnstile on Saturday night, and all these, like, all the songs that they played from this album translate well live. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a hardcore band, and they know how to play their instruments.
Yeah, and I think that comes down to if anybody is unfamiliar, or if they're for some reason listening to us and are just now diving into this kind of stuff, do yourself a favor if you're getting into this kind of music and go listen to the almighty Axe to Grind podcast on the Sound Talent Media Network. You can get them wherever podcasts are. Listen to 3 guys from New York that are all 40 plus years old talk about hardcore. They also sing Turnstile's praises like nobody else, and they'll tell you very much the same thing. Like, we haven't had, I think it's pretty safe to say that we've never had like big room hardcore the way that we have with Turnstile. It's not, we've had hardcore bands that have gotten to that point, or they have ascended as they've kind of transitioned out of hardcore. AFI being a great example of that, right? Those early EPs are just like, oh, that's a hardcore band, and then all of a sudden you get Miss Murder, and if you didn't know what the trajectory was between December Underground and the things that came before, you'd be like, no fucking way is that the same band. But that's, you know, that was kind of the blueprint, was you moved out of hardcore and became something that was more big room, you know, selling out amphitheaters, opening up stadium shows for Blink-182, My Chemical Romance, stuff like that. And now you have, we've now like actually hit a band in Turnstile where this was like, I think both of us were lucky enough to see them in really, really small rooms. Like Turnstile for me, when I first became like knowledgeable about Turnstile, they just kind of seemed like, I knew there was the connection to Angel Dust and Trapped Under Ice and stuff like that, but they always just seemed kind of like Terror's like little brothers.
I remember Turnstile because, well, I've been following them for a while because I remember, I think it was like 2011, I want to say. My friend Paul, shout out to him, he was like driving me home one night and he's like, oh, you want to hear this band? It's like the drummer from like Trapped Under Ice's band. And like it was like that first like EP they ever put out. And I was like, oh, sick, cool. Like, and I just like, I brushed it aside because I was like, oh, it's just like another, I was like, oh, it's like a side project. Like Trapped Under Ice is huge. Like, oh, like, because
I mean, when we were in high school, you knew who the kids were. They were TUI Till I Die,
right? And I remember those, and also like I remember back in the day, I think Trip Justice, that's like the lead singer from Trapped Under Ice and Angel Dust. He had so many projects back in the day, like. I remember seeing a couple of them at like Anchors Up just randomly, and like people would like go just because it's like, oh, it's Trapped Under Ice, like of course, like side project, like there were so many side projects of everyone back in those days. So I was like, okay, like just another side project, like no big deal. And it's been kind of crazy. I think along the way, Trapped Under Ice broke up. And then Turnstile, I remember when they put out Nonstop Feeling, and I remember I was like lukewarm towards it because I was like, what is this exactly?
Well, and I remember when you started, you weren't like crazy about them either. I remember that much, but I remember you talking about them, and there was that weird point when kind of like the like emo revival, grunge revival stuff was really, really coming up. And my musical journey had so much to do with like hard rock and metal and, you know, the melodic side of things, that I had my first few brushes with hardcore after kind of being introduced to like, oh, you can have a vocalist that just like barks at you or screams at you or whatever.
Yeah. Great.
So I remember getting through that like initial brush with hardcore and being like, oh, Minor Threat's pretty sick. Like, I understand that Gorilla Biscuits are, you know, they mean a lot. You know, Henry Rollins seems to be, you know, a figurehead of all of this shit or whatever. And then I really just like went back to, oh, I want melodic stuff, and fell pretty hard for like the rise core, especially having like, especially growing up around like Vanna and Therefore I Am and even A Loss for Words.
Right. Yeah.
There was that time, like, especially going into college, where it was just like, I want melody though. I like the juxtaposition of the screamy versus the soaring vocals, like that kind of deal. And you were one of the first people that mentioned Turnstile to me, and I was kind of like, kind of similar to you, where I was like, yeah, the guys from Trapped Under Ice, like, now I'm cool. I don't think there's anything interesting that's going to come out of that, like that genre of music. Like, okay.
I didn't know what to think of Nonstop Feeling, but I knew listening to it, I was like, this band's the biggest band in hardcore, but like I don't know how I feel about it. Now when I listen to Nonstop Feeling, I'm like, that album is that album rocks. That
You can,
album
yeah,
is
you can
so
say, you
good.
can, and you can see them like, I know that them talking in interviews, they would probably deny it. And maybe it's just because they didn't like, if I was in their position, I probably wouldn't be sitting there being like, yeah, we're setting the foundation for what's to come. But they were setting the foundation for what was to come. Like,
yeah, they're just like, they're a fun, dancey, hardcore band. That's what they are. And then I remember, what was it? I remember early on in the podcast when we were doing our recommendations, I was like, oh yeah, like Turnstile, you should check them out. They just put out like an EP, and like they were just kept releasing little snippets of like Glow On, and every single time it popped up on my Spotify, I was like, oh, this is really good.
well,
And
I tell that story all the time because, like, exactly what I was just talking about. You know, you were the first person to mention Turnstile to me years ago.
yeah,
And you definitely had the claim for like more punk points than I did when you first mentioned like, oh, have you listened to any of this? And I remember being like, yeah, I've heard of them. Like, I listen to a lot of bands that are adjacent to them and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how much hardcore has to offer me. Like, I've listened through it and I appreciate what it is, but you know, give me more of this grunge shit. Give me more Super Heaven. Give me more Balance and Composure. Give me stuff that, you know. Also, weirdly enough, especially during that time, like the EDM boom was happening. So
yeah,
there was a lot of me
that,
and
yeah.
Josh and Brad talking and being like, oh, you know, Zed or Dylan Francis or whoever. And then this just kind of took over. You talked to me about it sometime just coming out of COVID. And you were like, no, you gotta listen to this new Turnstile. And again, I was like, yeah, fine, okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. You know, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm in for. And Glow On just came out of nowhere. It was insane.
Blew up. Their set list the other day, man, it had a good mix of newer stuff and early stuff. It was good. Just want to talk about it for a little bit. I mean, they went from, they started it off with Never Enough, and then right into TLC.
Damn.
Oof.
Did you start head walking?
No, I was standing in the back, man. I can't do that shit anymore.
Come out of Mosh retirement.
No. I can't do that. Can't do that anymore. Then Endless, then I Care / Dull, which fantastic. Great to play back to back. I mean, you had some like old stuff as well, like Keep It Moving, which that song is sick. I was pumping with going to the gym, like listening to that nonstop yesterday.
Gonna say you're looking a little buff over there. Starting to get the arms going a little bit. A little how you doing? You know, you keep
a little bit.
You keep pumping iron and eating steak tips, you know, that protein will go straight there.
Nah, it won't go to my ass. remember that episode of SpongeBob where like it's all gonna go to your ass, or it's all gonna go to your butt, and then you'll blow up.
Dumb.
Yeah, this new album is fantastic. They put on a fantastic show. There was a rumor that went on so this tour that they're doing and all upcoming tours, they're trying to keep it as GA as possible, which that's still sick. I mean, I don't know how much longer they can do that.
They've been fighting that battle since the lead up to Glow On. Supposedly, they've been like, even at their biggest shows, they've been trying really hard to get as many no barrier shows as possible, keep things GA as possible. They've been, and that's where you can sit back and be like, okay, like, yeah, it's an alternative album. If you want to be, if you want to deal in the strictest terms possible, no, maybe it's not like a capital H hardcore record, but these dudes are hardcore. Like, this is I know the album came out on Roadrunner, but this is about as punk as it gets, kids. Like, these guys are doing it the right way.
I mean, I don't know how much longer they could be playing GA venues. I mean, they might just be a festival band soon enough, which, cool, but I would like to see them go out on regular tours. I mean, they played Suffolk Downs in Boston, which that's like an outdoor venue in like East Boston, Revere, that opened recently. It was close to selling out. I think it was like 7,000 people there, that's insane. That's crazy amount of people to be in one place just to see one band.
I mean, it's no Have Heart, but
No. I mean, no.
Depending on who you talk to, that last Have Heart show was either 10,000 or 20,000 people. But
I was there. It was. I mean, what was? I'm not sure what Roadrunner's cap is, but it's
no. The outdoor show, the reunion show at the Palladium.
Oh, the reunion show.
Yeah, it depends on who you talk to. Some people swear it was, they sold it out and it was 10,000. It was between 10,000, 15,000 people. And then some people are like, oh, no, it was more, it was less. It was nobody knows how many people were actually there. I don't think even the promoters know.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think everybody just made the money that they needed to make. And then knowing Pat Flynn, that money went to good causes.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I mean, I thought you were talking about last summer's.
No, the one at
Roadrunner.
Roadrunner was whatever Roadrunner's cap is, but
yeah, I mean, and that one was sold out, and I saw that one. That was good fucking show. There was probably 10,000 people on that stage at the end of the night.
Maybe. I just remember when I was still living in Nashville and I came up and we went to go see Turnstile, and like the entire week before I flew up, I was like, oh, it's going to be at Roadrunner. This is going to be like my last chance to see them play. Like, Turnstile is going to be playing like an independent venue, kind of. I'm going to be able to.
Right.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna get in there. I'm coming out of Mosh retirement. This is going to be awesome. And then I ended up being kind of late to the show with my friend Haley and walking in the door and being like, oh, if I fall down in that pit, I'm dead. I am not. No, I'm going to stand over here by the coat check in the bar with Dan and sing along to the songs and have a perfectly good time. Because if I get in there, I'm screwed.
That's how I'm going to feel at Tsunami.
Next month. Yeah.
Or in November. Yeah, Tsunami's playing at Royale, and that's a good lineup. It's Tsunami, Scowl, and One Step Closer. And Tsunami is gonna be it's gonna be awesome to see. I'm gonna be up in the balcony, just like staring down, just be like, ooh. Shout out
to my wife, who I believe has both my Scowl and my One Step Closer shirts. But
ouch.
I wear some pretty strong cologne, so hopefully they still smell like that for you. She likes
Fair.
when I talk about her on the podcast. What can I say?
How sweet.
I'm a lover boy, baby. Just call me Drake.
Except you're not. I hope you're not doing anything with kids.
Call me Drake, and then please shoot me in Minecraft. I don't think I actually said it a couple of minutes ago. You mentioned your two favorite tracks off of it. My two favorite tracks, Look Out For Me. Look Out For Me is number one with a bullet. It's just that is a, it's got the intro and the outro both kind of like tie it into, Ceiling and Sun Shower, and it has like the synthy thing, but like when the instrumental cuts out and it's just, now my heart is hanging by a thread, and then that guitar just jumps back in, da 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 da. Like, yep, this is a hardcore band.
It's a title fight song.
Title fight wishes they wrote that song.
Yeah, like what's that one title fight song off of Hyperview that it sounds like? Like, it sounds like a song that's directly from Hyperview.
I don't think there's a single song on Hyperview where Ned screams like that or just yelps or whatever.
I mean, no. I'm talking about like the riff mostly.
And then my other favorite song, which is everybody's favorite song because it's a big TikTok sound and everything else. I don't care what you say. Birds fucks. That is... Birds is so...
That's a good song.
Like, what... Like, it's the real, quote unquote, real hardcore equivalent to the intro to Downfall of Us All by I Did Remember. Finally, I can see it. These birds aren't meant to fly alone. That has the exact same energy as the da 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 da. Like, and you can see it in the crowds too. It's there. The energy's there.
The crowds love it.
The positivity's there. They're like, I mean, it's...
The Tiny Desk crowd loves it because
my God, I'm so glad you mentioned it. The Tiny Desk, when Brendan gets up and just starts crowd surfing, is... I sent it to like 4 different people. I was like, I'm 30 years old and this is still everything that I want to do with my life. Is that sad or is that something I should strive for?
No, it's
that
awesome.
Shit is so cool.
It's iconic. It's iconic.
Search it up if you're unfamiliar. Search Turnstile Tiny Desk, and if you have to go to the thing, go to the doobly doo down the bottom, and look for the timestamps and find birds.
No, watch the whole damn thing.
Well, they brought the horn section too, which also added to the hype of that moment. But
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, this is
Turnstile still having a moment.
And the last thing, which again is something that I've texted to you before, I'm not sure if I've said it on the podcast, but I know we've put other things in these kind of terms before. Never enough is to Turnstile as Meteora was to Linkin Park. Linkin Park comes out with Hybrid Theory and it kind of takes over the world, and then they put out Meteora and it's not really that different from anything they were doing before, but like they turned it up a little. The songwriting got a little bit better. It was a little bit more cohesive. It was, you saw the vision. That's the same thing where Glow On comes out and everybody's like, holy shit, who knew this band had this in them? This is crazy. They're up for Grammys now and they're doing the whole thing. And then a couple of years later, they put out Never Enough. And it's like, well, Never Enough is kind of like Glow On Part 2, but it's not. A lot of people would like to say that it's retreading old ground, and it's not really. It's just... There's a few more moments of experimentation and they kind of lean into some of the stuff that worked previously, but it's just good. It's a good fucking album, and it translates. I think the most impressive part of the entire thing is that it translates live so well.
It does.
For an album
I can attest to that.
For an album that is kind of, it's got the synths, it's got the melodic parts. It's got a lot of effects. It's got interludes. There's a lot that could make this really hard to translate live without it coming across as like super just corny and dumb. And it doesn't. It works.
Yeah, everything about it works.
I want to see them do a B Market tour, and I want them to take Drug Church out again. I want a Turnstile Drug Church tour.
I think they're coming to DC soon. I think they just announced, or no, wait. I'm thinking of My Chemical Romance.
I wouldn't mind going to see My Chem again. I was never the biggest My Chem guy for as much of like that emo stuff as I really love. I've never been like, they weren't a life-changing band for me. It was always kind of like, yeah, and then there's My Chemical Romance. But now I've gotten to see them live like 2 or 3 times in my life, and like, yeah, I'll go see them again if the opportunity comes up. 100%.
No, they're great. They're fantastic. Solid band. I would like to see them again.
I'm still waiting to go see Drug Church again, because I don't think that I'm going to be able to resist if Pat Kinlan starts talking about crowd surfing and stage diving. I think I have to. I think I have to.
What, does he not like it, or is
no?
He
encourages it, but he's always like, he does this. He's such a fucking old man that he's always like, he like gets up and he starts being like, I want to see everybody moving. I want to see everybody up. I want to see everybody up on this stage. This stage is yours. If someone jumps off the stage, you will catch them. He spends like half the show being like, you will catch these people. You see this person on the stage right now. I don't want to see anybody hit the floor. He's like trying so hard to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. It's the most old man thing, but it's so endearing.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah, he's a fun one. If you actually, if you like listening to me, then you'll definitely like listening to he's got 2 podcasts. He's got Axe to Grind, who I mentioned before, and he also has a like political commentary media breakdown kind of thing called Worst Possible Timeline. Yeah, go listen anything that Pat Kinlan does. Go listen to Self Defense Family. Goddamn, they are Self Defense, End of a Year, Drug Church, SWAT. What other bands? He's in like 14 bands.
Yeah.
Go listen to Pat Kinlan. He just seems like the most level-headed person I've ever heard pick up a microphone.
Unlike us.
We are disaster humans. Do not take anything we say seriously unless it's about the Patriots.
Yes. Not even that.
Even then, we're biased.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, I'm pretty set. I didn't check, but I also don't really care. We'll get back to questions next week. I know. I think Bobby sent me an email. That's probably going to take up a decent amount of time as far as content goes. So we'll executive producer Bobby Pearson sent us some. He sent us some stuff. So producer Bobby, we'll get to your email next week. And then I didn't look at the Instagram, even though I put it up earlier. So sorry, but if I see anything interesting, I'll screenshot it and we'll try it out later.
Yeah, we'll answer.
Sweet.
Check us out on Pack Your Run Pod on Instagram and Twitter. A little bit more active on Instagram, so check us out there. I'm at Mandayot. You are at AJ's Not Home.
I'm AJ's Not Home or AJ _ Lagambina. Although I think I got banned from Twitter. I can't log in. I've been trying for a week. So Elon's mad at me for saying something.
You probably did something.
Listen, you can't control the beast. I can't be tamed. I'm my own man.
Dude, behave yourself.
Don't tell me what to do. The Republic is falling apart. I get to do whatever I want now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's a shit pile.
It's everything is terrible. It is what it is. Yeah, hit us up wherever you can. I'm gonna whatever's coming next is probably going to be a Turnstile song to play us out. But we are at the places that Dan just said, and thanks for listening.
Bye bye.
Peace.